Before I give my remarks, I really do want to thank so many people. First and foremost, Cecilia, who has more energy than this entire room, believe me. Her vision, her tenacity, and her love for our community. And Rebecca, who was side by side helping her, and all of our board members as well. So thank you to everybody. And Nivea, who is just a love. She is always with us, supporting us in all our events. Not just this, but many times that we order, Nivea, we need some food at the school. And so my love to Nivea, because indeed she was a staff member. Pero una vez que tú eres un miembro de la Muniz, siempre te queda parte de la familia. You're always part of the family. So today is really very special. I hope I don't cry. It's full circle. And as Jose said, it is really a moment, I hope for you, for all of us, that it is a moment of light and hope. And most of all, because our students are that light. You're going to hear from one of our students who's here today with us. And this is why we're here, for our students. But I want to make sure that everybody knows a little bit of the journey of the school and why we're celebrating Diana. This school started in 2012. But back in 2011, I was in my own transition. I needed to go back to a school, is what I told my old boss. Said, I've been doing all this work, coaching leaders. I need to walk my talk. I need to come back to a school. He didn't believe me. And then I met Diana. And then I met the Madrinas. I called them Las Madrinas because they were a group of very powerful, beautiful women who said, we're going to do this. We are going to do this. We are going to open the first dual language high school in New England. And we're going to name it after Margarita. And Diana led that charge with a lot of corazón. And I remember meeting her for dinner. She was interviewing me, and I think it was the most scariest interview I ever had. Because I knew about Diana. I was like, oh my God. Esta cosa I'm like, oh my God. And she shepherded the process. She held our hands. She loved us. She was tough. And we started with 80 kids, 8 staff members, including me. Lily's here. Lily was one of the founding staff members. We were on one corner of the floor, and we had to fight for everything we earned every single year. And today, 13 years later, we are going to be, next year, a school of 520 kids. This year, we opened up our 7th grade, which was a long journey, right, Diana? A long journey. A lot of superintendent meetings. And it's exciting to have the younger students. They challenge us every day, and we love them every day. So we are now a 712 high school. We have sports teams that we can't add them fast enough because the kids are absolutely in love with sports. Our basketball team, our boys basketball team, went all the way and won City East League Championship in their second year. On June 18th, we're expecting that our school will be designated an early college high school, which is a big, big deal. And for those of you who might have heard, we won a really big challenge last week. It's called the Aspen Challenge. And some of you may, how many people know what the Aspen Challenge is? It's a challenge that is given by the Aspen Institute. They go to a city. There were 17 schools competing here. in Boston Public Schools. Kids are given a variety of challenges to choose, and they have just a few weeks to create some proposals. Kirsis and Emerson, I know you're on the other side.
Right here.
There she is, all right. They're right there. They were our coaches. And you know, they started meeting with the kids once a week, but very soon it was like, you know, we have to be here 2 or 3 times a week, and by the end they were here every day. And last week, I won't do a long story, but after a very momentous hour of waiting for all the winners to be announced, and every other winner was announced, they saved the best for last, Muniz Academy. And so our team gets to go to Denver to present at a national conference their ideas on gun violence prevention, a very serious topic. There's so many more things that I can say that we've created in all these 13 years. It hasn't always been easy, but it's always been beautiful, because in the end, it's about our students. And so many of you have been on this journey with me. Beatriz, I told you you couldn't leave. Beatriz McConaughey, who I met when I first came here to Boston. We worked together. She's been a mentor, a friend, una colega, y ahora famosa. So before she leaves, get her autograph, because she's part of the Veronica Robles Mariachi.
Oh, wow.
Aquí tenemos los famosos, todos, okay? But we have all kinds of people sitting here, former board members, current board members, Jose Maso, all of you who have just given your heart every day for our community, and I thank you for that. It is really full circle and bittersweet in beautiful ways. It is my last year, so that I can go on to happier pastures, different pastures after 45 years in the business. People keep asking me, well, what are you going to do? And I don't know, and it feels great. I don't need a plan. I've been planning for 45 years, and I don't need a plan. So I only look back with love, and I look forward with love and peace. And it is really beautiful to be able to, and I've been saying this for a few years, I have to find somebody to give the keys to. I have these big keys for the school that I walk around with, to Dan. Dan has been part of the school forever. One of our founding members has been with us since the 3rd year of the school, and it feels really right to give those keys to my friend, to my colleague, to a really great leader, because it was, I believe in paying it forward. Diana and I worked together. She selected me with this very, very important task, and I thank her, and I'm paying it forward to you, Dan, and to the staff. And so thank you for being here, enjoy it, and most of all, really celebrate Diana, who just brings so much heart to everything she does. And te quiero mucho.
We're celebrating you as well every day. Regardless what your new chapter is, your legacy at this school in Chile will be part of the history of all those young people you've impacted in one way or another. They will remember you, and they will pay it forward. They will pay it forward. Trust me, they will. I know they will. And thus, your words are profound because they tell a story. They tell a story of community, of connections, of an ecosystem that starts off with a vision and becomes a reality. Becomes a reality. And I think for all of us, what we admire most about each other is that we jump on board to someone else's vision and say, count on me as being part of your team. Because it takes a team to make things happen. And you've acknowledged that. Dan, come up here a minute, will you please? I'm going to put you on the spot, brother. Cecilia, give Cecilia a big round of applause. Cecilia and I have known each other for some 50 years or so, and she's one of the most organized people. She comes from a theater performing arts background, and so thus she programs things as a performance, a play, and she does a great job. But she knows all the time when she engages me that there's going to be some ad-libbing that happens in the program, and thus this is part of that ad-libbing. Dan, not to put you on the spot, but I am putting you on the spot. You weren't asked to speak, but knowing very well what we just heard from Jen, Daniel, you worked here for a while. You're following her in her footsteps. What are 3 things that you hope? No, 3 quick things that you hope that you learn being with her that you will be able to build upon and will make you even better as a leader.
This feels like the job interview. I think one of the things that I've learned a ton from time over the past 11 years has been an amazing lesson in leadership. I would gladly have that lesson go on and on and on. But I think one of the things I've learned from Danya is that she always leads with love. She has such deep love for the students, for the staff, for the community. And she puts that at the center of all of the work she does. And just incredibly to be a part of that. I think another thing that I really respect about the way Donna leads is that she empowers the people she works with. She doesn't think of it as Dinah's school. She thinks of it as a school for the community and made by the community. And really empowers the students and the staff to be part of what the vision of the school is and be part of making the school the space that it is. I think the third thing I admire about Danielle, many, but the third one, I only get to do 3, but I could keep going. I think the third one is she combines that love and that empowerment with the side of toughness. And there's a side of her that like, Donnie's not going to let you do that. It's not going to go. And she doesn't always have to say it, and she doesn't always have to, she's never mean about it. But like, there's a line. You don't cross that line. And she combines those 3 traits into this amazing package that is taking Muniz to where it is today, and built such a foundation. I think all of us are really excited to continue to build on.
Love it. All right. Stand up, please, if you can, and give her the type of round of applause that she deserves for her role in making the Margarita Muniz Academy the school where it is today from the very beginning. Diana Lam.
I am just tremendously honored to be here today with the community that I had the privilege to assist in creating the Margarita Muniz. So today I also think it's a night of thank yous. So I'm going to follow the others that came before me. And I have to thank the students, the young voices that are here today, and the ones in Oregon as well, the teachers, and the parents and the families, the mama, the family, and everybody that really was very instrumental in making this. I think that the passion and the commitment that you have are what makes the Margarita Muniz a living legacy. I cannot.
Try talking like this.
Okay. So, when we started talking, and Mrs. Margarita was still alive, we had been friends and colleagues for a very long time. When we started talking about perhaps the continuation of the Hernandez into the high school grades, we started with a very simple vision. One where every student has the right to an education that affirms their identity, that celebrates their culture, and that challenges them to grow. At the same time, and the two of us being bilingual and very much involved in bilingual education, we wanted, of course, to be a dual language school. And we did not see bilingualism as an obstacle, but rather as a gift that would open doors, opportunity, and that would help our students become global citizens. Of course, as I'm thinking about tonight, I also I'm wondering if Dan wants me to interview him. Not necessarily. So, nothing happens by the work of a single person. And this was really a group effort. So, I do want to recognize the people that what I consider the partners in crime at the very, very beginning. Because now we have more. That kind of community has grown. We started with, be very clear, Vanessa Calderon Rosado and Meg Campbell. And with Meg, we have a long history of collaboration, not only in the Muniz Academy, but on a few other projects. And she unfortunately cannot be here today. But I also want to acknowledge three entities that very early on believed in ourselves in the school. One was the Bar Foundation. Second was the Nellie Mae Education Foundation. And thirdly, believe it or not, it was the state of Massachusetts. We got a planning grant from the Department of Education at the state. Then I do want to give some credit to people within BBS that helped us. Carol Johnson was almost kind of on her way out. I mean, she was leaving, but she did give us the Agassiz as a site for the school. That was a really good gift. It took quite a few years to get it completely, but beggars can be choosers sometimes. And the other one that really, really helped us, not just as we start our school, but a little later as well, is John Montana, who was that interim superintendent after Carol Johnson. And they are just, I'm going to quickly go through just single glimpses, Okay, we need a headmaster. Where are we going to get one? Somebody named somebody Dania Vázquez. I never heard her name before. And I go, ay caramba, bueno, hay que conocerla antes hasta de entrevistarla. So I called, and soon after I heard her name, we went to lunch to the Elephant Walk in Camden Street. I still remember. And boy, after meeting her, I just knew. I knew we had our person. So thank you, Dania, for accepting. Sometimes I confuse us with Dania, Diana. But she still had to be interviewed by Alex as well. But, said calls me an angel of something, but our real angel, I really want to share this honor today with all the people that I have mentioned, including some of the original staff. You know, I just saw Liliana, you know, I was wondering what had happened to her because I went to school just not too long ago and I didn't see her. Liliana, Dan, Cecilia, Marilu, Rebeca, Daniel, no sé si me olvido otro, más o menos toda, esos a ellos también les debemos tanto. We owe them so much. This is mainly for the students. You know, I know there are some here in the seminars doing homework, right? Yeah. You are the reason why the school exists. And the school, you know, it's not just an institution. It is really a movement. And it's a movement that with your assistance, your perseverance, your just desire to grow and learn, that you can really change the community, our community, as well as yourselves in the future. So I just hope that we continue with that going on. And judging from Carmen, you know, what are you going to study? Do you know? ¿Perdón? Mira, todavía bioquímica. Qué bien. Gracias. Eso es una bendición. Felicidades. So I just again want to say thank you. Don't want to prolong this anymore, but just know that I am completely committed to the mission of the school, and it will be that way till the day I die.
Wow.